back with another video. This is an IMR scary tales video. There's 4 horror stories within this video. Just wanted to give like a brief explanation on why I didn't upload the past couple days. So just heads up, this could happen at any point. Like I could just like stop uploading for a day or two. It's obviously gonna be back to normal again, but if I just need that little break to recuperate or whatever, because again I don't actually do one video a day. Like I don't actually film one video a day. Like today's Saturday. Tomorrow one video is going to come out, Monday another video is going to come out, you know what I mean? So like today I can easily film like 7 and then that's it for the whole week, you know what I mean? So it's not like I do one a day. One is posted a day, yes, but it's not all filmed in one day. So basically, that's what I like doing, because then if I'm exhausted one day, I'm like, yeah, you know, like videos are still coming out, cool, because I film that day, right? So just a heads up that it could happen anytime where I just don't upload for a little bit just because I'm tired. I did start my other job, which I also still have my current job, so now I technically have 2 jobs with this YouTube. It's kind of like a 3rd job, so I'm going to be very busy soon. I'm not quite full-time yet for the one that I'm going to be full-time, so, and then the other one I work at every 2nd week, but it's still working there, so, and then I still do YouTube, and I try to do it every day, so let's see what happens here. So just a little explanation there. I do work nights and days, so of course last night I felt like I was living a horror story. I was like, I'm working nights and this is really creepy, you know what I mean? So obviously you guys don't know what the job is, but I'll just keep that to myself. But yeah, these 4 horror stories are going to be Walmart, hotel, and Santa. My friend works at Walmart, so that's going to be fun. Walmart stories are always fun, because like you just know, like Walmart, you know shit goes down at Walmart, so that's all I'm going to say. Again, I am a bit sleepy, I'm obviously kind of aware, but if I miss anything, don't mind that. I'm just tired. At least I'm still trying to do the videos for you guys. So, yeah. Let's go. Oh.
My car died a while back, and I've been using lifts to get around town if needed.
Oh, sus. I know of a lift
I'm within walking distance to a good variety of stores, so it hasn't been too pricey for me. However, I recently needed to go to the pharmacy and the pet supply store, both too far to walk. So I go to the pharmacy to pick up my prescription and call my ride to the pet supply store. The driver who picked me up seemed initially very polite, asking how my day was, commenting on the weather, etc. But things got weird very fast. He abruptly asked me if I was hungry. When I said no, he began to insist that we stop at a restaurant to get food, and would not stop until I lied and said that I had just eaten a large lunch. Then he asked if I wanted to get coffee. Again, I said no. He backed off and turned up the radio. A minute later, he asked if I liked music, and if I liked to dance. I answered that I don't care for dancing, to which he asked, well, why not?
Because
then he asked if I liked to drink, and if so, what bars do I like?
No.
I felt very uncomfortable at this point,
and
said I don't drink much. Well, why not, he asked again. Not even a little here and there? I lied. The alcohol makes me nauseous. But then he asked if I live alone. I said no, that I live with my husband. He asked how long I've been married,
oh my
and if
goodness.
I'm happy with my husband.
Like, really?
Then he casually asked if my husband is a strong guy, if he hits the gym. I began to feel very panicked at this point.
That's definitely kind of like saying, you know,
if I live alone,
yeah.
or how physically strong my husband is.
No,
he was being very pleasant and cheerful the whole time, but staring intently at me through the rear-view mirror, which disturbed me. I lied a 3rd time, that my husband was military, and that I was so happy to have him home with me. He became disinterested after I began gushing about my husband, and then briefly turned up the radio so loud, it hurt my ears in the back seat. I'm not even kidding, the windows were vibrating from the noise. When we arrived at the pet store, I jumped out of the car and hurried away.
Bye.
Once in the store, I took my time near the entrance of the store to ensure that the driver had left. I stayed there nearly 40 minutes. It was rush hour, so I was fairly confident he had received another passenger request and left.
Hopefully.
After buying feed for my bunny, I headed out and requested another ride.
Make sure it's not him.
I kid you not. Dude was waiting in the parking lot, and with his car out in front of me as soon as I walked out the door.
Yep.
He accepted my ride request after blocking me from walking into the parking lot. I jumped out of his car and took my bag of feed out of my hands and bundled it into the car. It all happened very quickly, and looking back, I should have canceled my ride right then and there.
Why the hell would you accept
I regret
that?
not putting my foot down and calling him out on his creepiness. I freeze up and start panicking. I tell myself that I'm being dramatic, that it's all just a coincidence.
No, it's
I
not.
get in his car and realize with misery that my home address is logged into his GPS. He is very jolly now and asks if I'll be happy to get home. I had a stroke of genius and lied number 4 that I was visiting my friend for dinner. But oh yes, I can't wait to get home later on. It's been such a long day.
Oh, that's great. That's a good
He didn't
excuse.
seem to like hearing this and gave me the loud radio treatment again.
Oh, what a
I
fucking
arrived
pervert.
home and grabbed my bag of bunny feeds so he wouldn't try to help me carry it inside. The driver got out when I did and tried to push a paper into my hand that had his phone number on it, and he said he'll call me tonight when you're ready to go home. Yes, your boy demanded that I call his personal phone to get a ride home after dinner with my friend.
No.
I refused, and he tried to force the paper into my hand, grabbing my fingers and crumpling them into a fist
Punch
around
him,
said
run.
paper. I lied a 5th time that my friend was driving me home later and dropped the paper on the sidewalk. He finally gave up and got back into his
Finally,
car.
fuck off,
I
man.
walked up to the door, but then realized that the driver was still parked at the curb watching me.
Yeah, you have to.
He saw me looking and quickly pretended to mess with his phone. But I suspect he was waiting to see if my friend would come to the door, or if I was lying. I casually knocked on the door, waited a moment, then pulled out my phone as though to call my friend. While making the call, I decided to turn and stare pointedly at him. It worked, and he eventually eased his car out and away. Once he was around the corner, I rushed into the house and locked the door behind me. Thank God. That was the last I saw of him.
Oh, really? Thank goodness. That's it, though? Oh my god. Shit, that's so creepy. Like, what are you doing with your life? Like, you really have to...
I live in a military town,
Call
so
the
everyone
cops
here
long
is
time
either in
ago.
the military like my husband and I, or they are the locals. Backwoods redneck type you find near the Bible Belt. Most of the general population is pretty poor. A lot of homeless. A lot of, well, there's no nice way to put it. White trash type folk. I live near a Walmart that I usually go shopping at, and during the day it's filled with your usual Walmart shoppers. At night, however, it's usually full of weirdos. Some normal people there, of course, just trying to grab last-minute groceries or medicine or whatever. But some people who just don't have anywhere else to be, or they're high or drunk, and Walmart is open 24/7, so they just come to hang out there like it's a damn arcade or something.
I hate that.
It was like
Especially during
11:30 at
COVID,
night,
they just think
and
they
I
can chill
realized
there.
my daughter was out of formula.
Or they just think they can
I
go
have to
every
make
day.
her bottles for the day every
Like,
morning
go
for
rest for
daycare,
essentials once a
so I
week,
had
that's
to go
it.
get formula before morning. I told my husband I'd be back in a few minutes and drove down the road. In the baby aisle, I grabbed her formula and stopped to look at a cute dress for her. I was looking through the baby clothes when I saw someone out of the corner of my eye and felt the hairs on my arms stand up. I glanced at him and then did a double take. This man was standing there, just staring at me. He didn't seem to
Here
be
we go
bothered
again.
by the fact that I noticed him. I did
Like-
this weird nervous fake laugh and said something like, "Oh, these are so cute, huh?" He didn't say anything. He
Sus.
just kind of smirked and kept staring.
No.
The dude was like a few inches taller than me, maybe 5'9", white, with long hair, and he looked either homeless or severely down on his luck. He had one hand on the crotch of his pants, kind of nonchalantly, like it just rested there.
Mm-hmm.
He was maybe 6 feet away from me. I started to get nervous and felt my
Stay
palms
6
start
feet away,
sweating.
bitch. COVID.
I said something dumb about have a good night and just kind of fast walked away. But in my haste
Like-
to get away from him,
like,
I
stop.
turned left toward
Just
the back
stop.
of the store.
Just stop.
I decided to grab a 12-pack of Coke Zero, in addition to the formula, and then decided to get out of there. I hadn't grabbed a cart, so I couldn't really carry much more. On my way back to the front of the store, I heard him shuffling behind me, keeping pace with my speed walking.
What
I
the
tried
person
to calm
always
myself down
creepy ass
and read
guys,
it on
man?
as him just also going to check out. I got into the 10 items or less line. He got in the line behind me. He had no items, but he pulled a candy bar off the shelf and set it on the counter behind my
No,
stuff.
he's just doing that on
At
purpose
this
so he
point,
can be
I
behind
could
you.
smell him, and he stank like body odor and stale beer. I turned my head away from him and tried to move a little closer to the woman in front of me.
And then he goes
He moved
closer to you.
closer too. Then I felt something brush my left
Oh
butt cheek.
no, that's enough
I
of
turned
that.
towards him sharply and said, "Hey!" He mumbled an apology. Keep in mind, I am wearing jeans and a baggy t-shirt.
That's where you do the
Not that
Home
it
Alone
should matter,
person.
but I look like
You
crap,
turn
that's what
around.
I'm trying to get at. I
Punch
turned
him in
back
the
towards
face.
the counter and the cashier started ringing up my 2 items. 2 seconds later,
Don't touch
the man
my butt.
pinched my other butt cheek. Hard.
No. That's
At
when
this
you...
point, I turned around and said very loudly, Stop touching my ass. He turned red and the cashier froze. She asked if there was a problem.
Yes, there is.
Yes, I replied. This guy just pinched my butt, and I
Twice.
don't know him, and he's creeping me out. She looked unsure of what to do, and asked him to please step away from me before she called security. He did, wordlessly, and then just stood there glaring daggers at me.
Ew.
I pretended I didn't notice and paid for my things.
I'd be pissed. I'd be like, can you not fucking violate me?
I booked it out of the store. I got maybe 10 steps into the parking lot when I heard the doors open behind me.
Shit.
Panicking, I
And
turned and saw him marching
I was
directly
probably
towards
pissed
me.
because he told on him.
My car was 2 lanes away, and I yanked at my keys and unlocked it while I ran.
Hurry, hurry,
I
hurry,
could hear
hurry,
him
hurry.
behind me, grunting and panting. I felt adrenaline kick in, and
Hurry,
tears in
hurry,
my
hurry.
eyes. I ran, swinging the bag and the case of soda, flung myself into the driver's seat,
Turn that
and
shit
turned
off.
the key
Lock
in
the doors.
ignition before the door even shut. I threw it in reverse without looking, just as he slammed his body onto the hood of my
What
car.
the fuck is this
yelled
bitch
something.
doing?
I peeled out of the lot at almost 30 miles an hour, and he flew off my hood and into the
Bye.
ground. And I drove the mile home going well over the limit,
Pervert.
breathing hard and feeling like I was going to hyperventilate.
Like, I'm just trying to go to the damn store.
When I got
That's
home,
all I'm trying to do.
I still had chills. I raced inside and locked the door. My husband wanted to go find him and beat his ass.
Yes,
The
please.
solution for pretty much anything. But I just wanted to shut the windows and crawl into bed. I don't know what makes people do the things they do.
Right?
Do they not realize how terrifying they come off as? I don't even want to leave my house without mace and a taser and a railgun.
I mean, fair enough. Like, I don't blame you. Jesus. Santa.
Now, Christmas is where I go all out. It's my favorite
Me too.
holiday of the year, and nothing can stop my Christmas spirit. Unless, if it's what happened this year. Me and my daughter, Beatrice, and her grandparents, my parents, usually go to town and shop for Christmas decor until we can't bear carrying bags over bags of lights and little knickknacks to scatter around the
So you
house.
definitely go all out. Alright.
But my parents said they couldn't make it this year because my dad has fallen and broke his hip. And my mom had to stay at the hospital to see if he was doing alright. So, it was just me and Beatrice. Luckily, they have just opened up a new mall, and it had tons of holiday shops. It was at the back of town, and I was clever enough that the parking spaces would become extinct in 0.5 seconds back there. So, I had no choice but to work my way back there, from shop to shop. There was, alas, something I found in there that caught my eye. And before you knew it, it was sold. When we finally got back to the end of town, my backbone felt like it was going to let loose, crumble. I was wanting to hurry up, but then, in the middle of the long hallway, there was a
Hold
small
on.
Santa
No. No.
looking at me,
Already, you just say no.
staring at my daughter. I was a little creeped out, but
No.
it was a
No.
mall Santa.
No.
Those guys wouldn't dare to hurt me or my daughter.
Yeah, okay, that's no Santa bitch.
Something was off. He
Clearly.
was tall, very tall,
And you can
and he
look
was
at his
so
face.
skinny
And look at his face.
that his skin was basically useless at hiding his bones.
His nose. The hell's that nose?
Beatrice noticed him and started jumping up and down.
It's like a freaking
It's
nail witch.
Santa, Mommy! Look, it's Santa!
That ain't
Can
no
we go
Santa.
over there, Mommy, please?
No.
I agreed, and we slowly walked over to him.
I mean, you're a kid. You're not
There were
gonna
no
really know.
kids in light.
Well, I
There was
wonder
no
why
big
there's no kids
display.
there.
It was just Santa.
Like, that's so
in a
creepy.
chair.
That's so creepy.
He
Like,
walked a little closer, till he grinned.
no. At that
Ear
point, you
to
leave.
ear.
No.
Showed all his crooked, jagged teeth. That's when my mind freaked, and I turned around and started to walk to the shops.
Yes. And
Beatrice
ice
quite
pest.
didn't agree. She started to throw a fit. Beatrice never throws a fit. She then started to scream and growl and bite me like a wild animal.
Oh, shit.
It was horrific. Beatrice never acted like this. I was kind of scared from her, but I picked her up and tried to walk to the car. But Mommy, it's Santa. Let me see Santa.
It's
I
not
hate you. I want to see Santa.
Well, that's no Santa,
Buckled her
bitch.
up, put the bags in the car, and drove off home. But there was something that I remembered. I remembered that the mall Santa said something once. I whipped around. He said something by the lines of, "Bad little kids get put on the naughty list," and chuckled. I became paranoid at that point and couldn't sleep. Until 10 p.m. I then woke up with Beatrice in my face whispering, "Mommy, Santa's here. Look." I looked at the clock. It was 3 in the morning.
What? I
guess that Beatrice wouldn't leave me alone, so I got out of bed and went to the front door.
Is he actually
I looked
there?
through a window nearby. I froze. I wanted to cry. I wanted to scream. But most importantly, I wanted to hide. There was the same Santa. The Santa that was as skinny as Jack Skellington. And in the same Santa costume as before.
I saw that coming, but it still freaking scared the crap out of me. How the fuck does he know where I live?
While coming to the front door.
At that point, I would call it. I don't care. I'm
What
calling
scared me
cops.
the most is Beatrice
Close that
asking
curtain. Why
me,
the fuck is it open at
Mommy,
3 a.m.?
where's Santa's sleigh?
He doesn't have one
I
because
didn't know what
that's
to
a
do.
pervert
I
Santa.
grabbed Beatrice. I did something that I regret to this day.
What'd you do?
I hid her in her bedroom closet and ran to barricade the door. I heard pounding on the front door
Did you call the cops yet?
and then silence. But only for a little bit. A window shattered.
Fuck.
He was inside the house.
Did you call the freaking cops
I
yet?
needed some self-defense. Then I heard thumps downstairs.
You have to
Luckily,
knock
I
him out.
remembered.
There's no
There was
choice.
a vent inside Beatrice's closet. I came in the closet to find Beatrice with all the color drained from her face. I managed to rip the vent cover off the wall and started to crawl inside. I was crawling for a long time, and still a whoosh of air seemed to come from in front of me. It was from outside. I knew that I could somehow get outside and grab an axe.
An axe? Oh,
I
damn,
somehow got the
okay.
vent
Shit,
cover
eh?
off and ran to
look
my
at you.
PJs and went to the shed and grabbed a small hand axe. I got a ladder to climb up the wall and went to get back into the house. Luckily, I
Where's
got
your
back
dog?
into Beatrice's closet. I locked the door
Where's
behind
Beatrice?
me
Where's Beatrice,
and went
though?
back into the barricaded
Where's
bedroom.
Beatrice?
Footsteps were coming up the stairs.
Okay, well, Santa's about to get fucked up.
Slowly.
He's about to
Then
get
there was a
effed up.
large bang on the door.
Oh, just wait. I have freaking axe.
Doorknob twisted.
Do this and then... Sorry, do
Then it
this
stopped.
and
Footsteps went down the stairs.
then... Okay, well, he's
Out
lucky
the front
then.
door.
What? You follow him with that axe.
I realized that I left the vent cover open. And then I left the ladder there too.
Oh my god.
I then heard Beatrice scream and laughter in the vents.
You...
I heard her wail and scream. Beatrice's life was in my hands. Out of nowhere, I cut the door with my axe over and over again until I made a hole. It reminded me of the scene in The Shining. I reached my hand in the hole and unlocked the door. I slammed the door open to find nothing. Nobody there. Not even Beatrice. I looked out the window and saw the mall Santa carrying a large sack that was moving. That's when I called the police.
That's what you call the police?
A few days later, they came to my house and handed over Beatrice, while telling me the whole story. The Santa was a homeless serial killer hunting down children who
Clearly.
were bad or disrespectful to their parents.
I could have freaking guessed that.
My daughter was one of the lucky ones that survived.
Oh my god.
To this day, I still don't know what to expect.
This video, man, I'm actually... Oh my god. Hotel. Oh my god. I don't know if I can handle any more of this.
I worked as a flight attendant for a few years when I decided to take an extended sabbatical from college. There were a handful of let's not meet situations that I encountered, but one in particular still makes my skin crawl more than any other. I was born and raised in Texas, but had moved to New York when I was 21. So when I found out at the beginning of a week-long trip that I'd have a couple of overnights in Austin, I was super excited to go to my home state for a few days. My brother lived just north of the city, and we planned to hang out and go to dinner the night I arrived when he got off work. And the following day, we were going to meet up with our dad, who only lived about an hour away. So I get to the hotel downtown. The crew and I check in, and then we each head off to our own rooms. A short elevator ride and I get to mine, where not even 5 minutes later, there's a loud, hard knock on the door. It was only around 1 or 2 p.m., and I hadn't called either my dad or brother to let them know I was in town yet. They definitely wouldn't know what my room was. I assumed it was maybe one of my crewmates,
Yeah,
so I
okay.
headed over to the door.
Yeah, because you're gonna bang on the door like that,
Before
right?
making it to the door, however, a loud male voice boomed on the other side. The front desk sent me about the bathroom problem you called in before he tried to open the door.
No, he looks like a
Unlock the
killer.
door and open up, miss. I need in now.
That...
I froze in my
Why would you
tracks.
say I need in
I hadn't
now?
even been in the
Are you trying to
bathroom
sound
yet,
sus?
let
Are you
alone
trying to
called
sound sus?
anything to the front desk. I'm a fairly petite chick, and while I take no shit from anyone despite my size, I still err on the side of caution. Slowly inching toward the door,
as you always
I
should.
look out of my
Guy,
peephole.
girl, always be on the
All I
side
could
of
tell was
caution.
that the man on the other side was at least 6 foot tall, easily over double my height.
I need to get a no.
No way in hell I was going to unlock the door.
Exactly.
I responded to the man, telling him that he must have had the wrong room. He continued to pound away while constantly turning the handle,
Say I'm gonna call the
telling
cops.
me that he needed in.
You don't
he was
need
getting
in.
in one way or another. I panicked.
Okay, well, I'm calling
but
the cops
thankfully
then.
I had the sense to grab the phone and call the front desk.
Front desk.
The concierge confirmed that they had neither sent anyone up to my room, nor
There we
had they
go.
received a call about the bathroom.
There we go.
The entire time, this fucking guy was still determined to get into my room,
Well, call the cops. What do you
pounding and
fucking call?
yelling. Luckily for me, the front desk had dispatched security to my floor right
thank
away. When the security officers step off the elevator a few seconds later, I can hear them in the hall approach and ask the man who he was, what he was doing, and telling him he needed to leave the hotel.
Get the hell out
He
right now.
immediately got hostile, and the front desk clerk I'm still on the phone with tells me the police had been called and were on their way. In the meantime, I was trapped in my room, scared shitless. Long story short, the cops show up pretty quickly and arrested the guy for trespassing
Yes.
and criminal menacing or some shit.
Yes.
I later found out that the man was wanted in connection to a string of break-ins and violent sexual assaults in Austin. He had
There we
seen
go.
and stalked me from the minute I entered the hotel lobby. Apparently, I was exactly his type of victim. Nothing else happened after that, but it still rattled the fuck out of me for the rest of my stay in this hotel.
That's a great start to your stay. That's a great start. Fucking love that. My favorite. Okay, what the hell kind of video was that? Like, what the hell was that? Like, seriously, what the hell was that? Like, I don't... I don't get why people are so creepy. I really don't. I really don't understand why they're like this. Like, even if you have, like, a weird or not right urge or, like, a, you know, just, like, something that you know is not right, even if you have the urge, like, it's obviously still kind of weird. Like, let's say, like, you have a specific type, and it may not be exactly right. So, like, let's say, like, you're, like, 60 and someone's, like, 20. It's legal, but, like, it's not going to be looked at as right? So it's kind of like, but, like, obviously, I don't know, I'm just trying to think. Because obviously there was nothing illegal there, it seemed like, except for the freaking kid and the Santa. That's obviously clearly not okay. Like, obviously nothing was okay in this video, but I'm trying to say, like, if you have urges that you know are wrong, don't act on them. Like, if you have them, okay, whatever, like, you can't really stop them. If that's what you like, it may be creepy, it may be weird, it may kind of make you seem like you're fucked up, but don't act on it, at least. If you act on it, that's something different. Like, I could easily say, oh yeah, I like this, but then if I'm not acting on it, that's obviously good. Again, like, should I like this specific thing I like? No. But am I acting on it? No. That's an example, right? So at least don't act on your weird things that you like, okay? That's all I'm gonna say for that one. But honestly, that Santa was fucking creepy. That honestly triggered the hell out of me when she didn't call the cops right away. Like, you literally grab an axe and all that. Like, you should have did that while calling the cops. Like, I don't understand why you call the cops when your daughter's, like, taken already. Like, okay, he has my daughter, and now I'll call the cops. Now's a good time. They could have been there already, and he could have already been in handcuffs, but no. Like, that's why I freaking reacted so, like, I was like, I'm just glad everyone's safe in this video, because, like, that was horrendous. The guy was freaking grabbing asses in the store. What are you doing? What are you doing? Like, first of all, you're in public. I'm not saying this is right to do anywhere, private, public. I'm just saying you're in public, you're grabbing someone's ass twice. Yeah, yeah. What are you doing? What the frig are you doing? Like, I don't understand what's wrong with people. Oh my god. I'm not gonna lie, it was definitely, like, a really good video. Because, like, shit, these stories were not... They were good, but, like, not good, you know what I mean? Like, good stories, but, like, I would not want them... I really wish I hope they're fake. It doesn't say they're true, so let's hope they're fake, but Jesus. Especially, like, the Uber or the Lyft one. I actually know of a Lyft horror story of an old friend of mine, so... police had to get involved and pull over the vehicle and save her basically. So, you honestly never know what's gonna happen. You know, like you honestly just think, yeah, everything will be fine. You're not gonna get killed. You're not gonna like nothing's gonna happen. Like you don't like think about these kind of things until it happens, and then you're like, fuck. You know what I mean? Because you just don't know you just don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know what to expect. You don't know what's gonna happen. So that being said, be careful. Please be careful. Be aware of your surroundings, please. Make sure you're aware of what's going on. If something sus is happening, don't hesitate to call the cops. Do not think that you're just being dramatic, because like if you see all these things, all these red flags, oh, you know, someone's like touching my ass, someone's doing this to me. Oh no, it's fine. It's not fine, bitch. Like I don't understand why. Oh, wait, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's probably nothing. Like I get it. You're just kind of like trying to like reassure yourself. It's probably nothing. It's probably nothing. Because like I get it. But like, if it's clearly something, then don't say it's nothing. If it's clearly something, you know what I mean? Okay. Anyway, again, sorry for the past 2 days no videos, but I'm back on track now. Hopefully, this is only one video though. So of course, hopefully I can kind of continue with this. But that's going to be it for this video. Please be sure to subscribe if you are new. Be sure to comment down below what you guys saw of this video. If you guys have any creepy experiences of your own. If you have any suggestions, comments below, or my Instagram, which is in the description as well. And that being said, is please be careful, because like you honestly don't know what you're going to expect. Like, I'm done. That's going to be it for this video. Please be sure to subscribe. I already said that. Goodbye.